trail. Everyone's a judge with a thumb on the scale, a holy little sermon built on a nail. No standards left, just a brand to protect. One rule for the enemy, one rule to defect. You want the outrage when the timing is right. You want the badge, but you drop it at night. Calling it out only works for the show. When it costs your own side, you don't wanna know. If it hurts your side, then it's evil tonight. If it helps your side, then it's alright. You call it out loud when the crowd is your crowd, then you go real quiet when it comes around. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. You bend in the light, then bend the tail. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. You love the truth when it pays a trail. Say it straight, or don't say it at all. No more costumes, no more stage downfall. If you mean the rule, then it hits everyone, not just the ones you've decided to Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. You bend in the light, then bend the tail. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. Standards for sale. You love the truth when it pays your trail.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Chat, I almost just like rage quit because my PC was like thinking about not wanting to display anything.
Was it a capture card or was it a capture card or graphics card?
So my capture card was updated recently. Or excuse me, yeah, it was my GPU that was updated, and my capture card was like, I don't know what's going on here. And I decided to plug in. I realized I had the less powerful Elgato, because I have two of them. One so that I can stream my my Switch and stuff. But anyway, I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out why it wasn't displaying like my main PC, the thing that I use to show things off and all that kind of stuff. So I got it fixed, thankfully, because otherwise I probably we wouldn't have been able to do anything tonight. Oh goodness. Anyway, hello chat. Tonight is a little bit different from what I normally do. I normally talk about drama. I like to bring up stuff. We're still going to talk about drama. There's still going to be a lot of drama, and I expect there's going to be a little bit of screaming. Not from me, probably from the Native American over there, just a little bit. But we're going to be
just a little.
Now. A lot of people are talking about the quartering stuff. A lot of people are really interested in ragging on him. There's almost like I don't know what to call. I was trying to figure out a word for it earlier, but like there's a cavalcade basically of people trying to talk about the drama that is around the quartering. And I thank you for being a member for 22 months. I might mute that as we get into this, but basically there have been a lot of people that have something to say about the quartering. And as the drama has kind of evolved, more people have come into it. You've, of course, had Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire Brimelow because, you know, they are parts of the show, or at least Melanie Mack is, for the most part. And so when Melanie Mack had an interview with Chrissie Meyr, who, to my understanding, is just kind of like a mid-tier, kind of like anti-SJW kind of individual. People started saying, hey, she has a past too, and for some reason people don't seem to care. I don't know why. Considering what she did a couple of years ago, which we'll talk about tonight. We'll talk about it tonight. And like I said, we'll talk about it tonight, but like there is for some reason people just don't seem to be interested in that, and I don't know why. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, considering that what Chrissie did in my now I'm not going to downplay what the quartering did. What the quartering did, allegedly, although I'm being told that allegedly can be removed, and that like apparently, with the help of a lawyer, people have figured out that yes, Jeremy, or at least a YouTube rep, did get these channels removed. But while Jeremy got a channel removed, Chrissie Meyr, DMCA struck multiple. So, am I understanding right? It's not just one content creator. It was like 2 or 3 different creators that got struck from Chrissie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most notably, and one of the ones that's been like yelling the loudest about it is a channel called Misery Loves Clips.
Okay.
And it's a subset clip of channel that he basically clips like the Dabbleverse stuff. He clips stuff from Eminem Halt. His main following is a channel called Misery Loves Company.
Okay.
And they're basically just commentators that again, that's kind of like off in the Dabbleverse stuff. So you're talking about like Alex Stein and a couple other people like that over there.
Does Alex Stein really go into the Dabbleverse?
I believe he's a part of it.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, one of the individuals that was DMCA struck by Chrissie Meyr, which we'll be talking a lot about this whole stuff tonight. I actually do have here with me. This is Divinity. Would you like to give a short introduction?
Hi, I'm Divinity. Divinity Said is what I was called on YouTube, and I don't know, Chrissie struck me a few years ago with her homies and had my channel terminated temporarily until I got it back.
So you got it back. Did you get it back because they decided not to sue you? Because the way I understand it, DMCAs we are intending to sue you, and because she didn't sue you, I'm guessing YouTube was just like, all right, I guess you can have the channel back.
No. It's a little different. Okay, so it's more like they are just like a middleman, or YouTube is. They
Yes.
have to abide by the rules of DMCA, right? And so if somebody makes a claim, they have to act on it. And so they act on the DMCA claim. And then it's your job as the person fair using or whatever you're doing to reply. And if you tell YouTube, nah, not actually, I'm fair use, and present a good enough case that you've used fair use, then they say, all right, well, listen, we believe that this is fair use, sue her. And then that's why you have to give them your information. So then it's beyond them. They've done what they think their due diligence is, and now it has to go to court. So in essence, once we exchange information, it's sue me.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. And that never happened. It is my understanding that you got emails from them, but you didn't get anything else.
Right. I got cease and desist from one of them. I got emails from them, but that was it. And it wasn't like, it was just to take it down. It was clearly, it seemed to me like they decided they did their fair use analysis, and I had failed in their eyes. Which I was like, all right, well, I disagree. So that was it. I actually didn't get their email when they sent it, because that's how I roll. I'm not great at that. So, but I wouldn't have done anything, and I probably wouldn't have responded anyway. I just would have been nervous for an extra day. But they ended up striking. He said, like, I'm going to give you till tomorrow. And when I saw it, I was like, well, that's today. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there's a whole other backstory on that one too.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of people, to be fair, there were some clippers that were totally fine with, like, yeah, what do you want me to do? How can I do it for you? I'll do whatever you want, as if we needed their permission,
right,
to be transformative of what we were to do our job.
Right. I mean, like, I took a look at, I believe, Sparky, you sent me a timeline of one of the videos that was struck down, and that was just a compilation of different clips, was it not?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
walk me through it a little bit here.
Okay, so it was the fourth DMCA. This would have been the fourth DMCA strike your channel got. In that
The Chrissie one?
Yes.
To be fair, it was 6, but because the one lady struck me 3 times in one night, and I think she told them it was all from one video, it counted as 1 strike against me. So I had fought those by the time Chrissie comes around and struck me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this would have been technically the 5th strike.
Right.
Yeah, the 5th strike. All from the same group of people, because the person who struck the other videos first was also associated with Chrissie Meyr and did streams with her, and a bunch of other stuff like that.
Right.
But the video in question, I done a fair use compilation of it 3 years ago.
Okay.
And whenever I met Divinity, she kind of walked me through everything. I asked her for the clip because it was gone off YouTube.
Right.
And I went through and looked at it, and yeah, the clip in question is a series of clips just arranged in different orders.
Right.
So the original podcast was with Eliza Blue. So it was a podcast with Eliza Blue on it, and Chrissie Meyr hosting, and Brittany Venti on for, I'm guessing, pushback on Eliza's points.
Okay. Now
it's talking about sex walk and all that good jazz.
Right. Before we move on, I just want to say, for anybody that's curious in chat, the bottom bar of what is counted as transformative, I want to make sure that this is put out there, because some people might be like, well, is just clipping a channel transformative? There is a famous lawsuit by a Brit Bong that was actually litigated in American court and won, where if you make compilations of clips and add your own title and some custom words about what you think about the person that you're clipping, that is considered fair use under US law. They ruled that is fair use. So even if you are just clipping a channel, if you make some form of edits, if you add an opinion to what you're clipping, that is fair use. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Sparky, because I might be getting that wrong. That's just what I remember.
It's a little bit simpler.
A little bit simpler.
And
Okay.
I believe Ava can go on all the nuances and details if she was here and wanted to, but essentially, it's Sargon of Akkad versus Aquila Hughes.
Yes.
Is what it was.
Yes.
And the overall what happened, because a majority of the judge's opinion was based off of Aquila Hughes' own actions, not based on what was done itself. That one was actually a very short deal. So the only thing Sargon did is take the video and took 2 minutes total of that 10-minute video, took 2 different portions of it, swapped it around to basically make Aquila Hughes, contradict herself, is essentially what it was. He did not add anything. He only swapped 2 clips around.
Okay.
That's it. And then retitled it to something completely different. And
I mean,
what the judge came down to is it's not a substitute because it's not trying to replace the original. It's not competition because Aquila Hughes' own audience wouldn't agree with it or watch it. And it fell into transformative and critique.
Right. And I would say that like having a different audience was also like a component of that, which is another reason why it was just like, oh, the audience that watched this video probably wouldn't have even watched your video to begin with. So it's not like you're losing out on anything, which is, again, I am putting that out there because, again, I think that some people will get confused where it's just like, oh, if you're a clip channel, you might be at risk. Not really. If you are clipping things and... Oh, why did it do that? I don't know why it did that. If you are clipping things and like you're putting like there is a very, very bare minimum amount of work that people put in, and it counts basically as fair use. And it, to my knowledge, you basically did that, Divinity, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, okay, there's no bright line for this. Every case is case by case, but yeah, we do see in those certain cases, and for a while now, what is at least the bar. And so if that's the bar, then I met and exceeded it. But even if we didn't have that case, I think we could look at the factors, and it's so basic fair use that it's. I mean, there are lines where I would say like, get their permission because you're really writing a line here. What Alyssa does, I think, writes a very hard line. I think that's not clipping, in my opinion. They're a little long, but I also don't think it's without permission. I would see why creators would be like, that's my shit, but it's just
Right.
Alyssa still clips out Ricada, and we already know that there's kind of a there's a little bit of a feud there between Alyssa and Ricada.
There was definitely a schism, but the funny thing is Ricada was fine with it and even encouraged her to do it for a long time before like she started clipping things that he didn't like, and he was like, oh, I don't like it that people are sharing this kind of information, and he kind of recanted that.
Did he strike her or remove her content?
No, I think he just said, hey, remove that, or hey, maybe you shouldn't clip me anymore, all that kind of stuff. And I think she stopped.
That's kind of what happened to me too. The chick that I was clipping had no problem with it until she had several problems with it, and I was like, well, yeah, I didn't ever need your permission. It was just really nice to have it.
Yeah.
Well, I think in a roundabout way, I think Alyssa kind of explained this because Alyssa does go on the forums. She does have an account. She does talk. She talks to a number of people, but essentially, and the long and short of it is, Alyssa got a shower call from Nick. That's basically what it was.
Right.
Alyssa? I thought Josh got a shower call.
I'm joking for that one. Alyssa got told by Nick to, he's basically revoked, don't do this, please don't do this, and shit like that. And I think he made some contradicting comments about like her cancer and shit like that she had.
Yeah, I told Alyssa, I'm like, if Nick strikes you, I will post anything you're going to post on my channel. I don't give a shit. He can strike all of us.
Now,
but he never did. So it was like, it's a nothing burger. Yeah, he doesn't like it, but he doesn't have to like it. That's not in the factors.
Right. I will say, when it comes to specifically what Alyssa Clips does, it definitely rides the line. However, there's like a mutual like relationship. And as a VTuber from the VTuber sphere, I understand that if somebody clips me, in fact, I have one of my mods, he clips compilations of videos that I do. And technically, is that fair use? It really depends on who you ask, but I don't care. And the reason why I don't care is because clippers have a very good relationship. Like, if you have a really good relationship with the person you're clipping, it does something very magical, which is when the algorithm recognizes, hey, this person is being talked about by more than just themselves, maybe they're worth pushing out there more. And that's why, like, most VTubers don't care when they get clipped or have people take their stuff and clip it.
Yeah. 100%. It's definitely a bonus for you, but if you don't internet well, it might not like it.
Well, we've seen examples of people not interneting well, but it's also kind of been an unwritten rule in within like the sector and commentary communities and stuff like that. It's like you don't. It's like a really well unwritten rule. You don't do this because it's gay and stupid, and that's basically how it goes down to it. Now, if you want to get down to the letter of law, technically a clip could be considered stupid. And I believe whenever I was talking to Divinity when this was happening, it's like I told her, it's like, if this is just a clip, it's like, I mean, I don't know. And then she explained to me what was going on. I looked at it and it kind of made me pissed off because you can, it's like, it's not a clip.
No.
It's not just a clip. It's like this. All right, go ahead.
So it is just your basic clip. There's not even anything great about it. It's me asking a question if Brittany Venti is jealous of the sex trafficked lady, right? It's like such a strange place to be. And I made the video in the midst of Farron and my fighting, right? And so these two worlds were colliding. Me and Farron were LawTube fighting. Farron was sector orbiting, or what do you call it? The Dabbleverse or whatever, that she was orbiting them. And so when I started exposing her being the shittiest human you can imagine, it had repercussions in her other world. So the Dabbleverse, or these sector peoples, I don't know what to call them, but they were affected, like they were making a shitload of money off of her. So when I clip Brittany, they're fine with it, like for a couple weeks, but then I clip Farron plagiarizing them, and the very next day her friends came after me. Within the week is when I got the Chrissie strike. Within 2 days after that, I got 4 other strikes from that lady. My channel was terminated because I was killing their cash cow. And that's why nobody on that list said anything. All those names, they were like, well, why doesn't anybody care? They're all trying to pretend they care today. They're pretending like they care about a channel getting deleted through their friends, and they don't actually give a shit because when it happened, they were told and didn't care. And they're all on that list. Yellow Flash, Brittany Venti, who, all of them. I don't know other, but Chrissie and Frank are the damn producer.
I'm looking for the tweet right now because I have it. I don't have the image saved on my computer for whatever reason, but I have a picture up on my.
So she was like not upset. They knew that I clipped that video 2 weeks before they ever cared about it. But when I burned Farron for being a plagiarist, and that took all their cash away from the documentary that she was lying about, that's when they were like, well, how do we get to her? Oh, she clipped us. We can flag her now. And that's when Chrissie decided to flag me.
Here, I am sharing my screen. Perfect. All right.
Now, I'll go ahead and read these names off. Now, some of these names, it's whatever. I don't know who they are. I know the Divinity knows a couple of them. But at the very top is like, director, writer, and editor, Farron Frosnack. That was the person Divinity was having the bitch fit with.
Okay.
Executive producers, you'll know these ones, Frank Pellegrino and Chrissie Meyr. Frank is Chrissie's husband.
I was going to ask, he is the husband.
Yes.
Why do they have different names?
It's because it's
I think she was famous before they were married.
Yeah.
Or whatever, had her persona.
It's persona and stuff like that.
Okay. I was going to say that's kind of weird, in my personal opinion, if the woman doesn't take the husband's name.
She's a modern woman.
Yeah. trying to be a trad wife, but mostly just a tord wife. But investigator team, Manuel Chavez, that's wasn't Defango. All right. Damian Moore, Nathan Stoppelman, Greg Hort, Ava Warren, Patrick O'Rukin, Kit Calabano, Megan Fox. Now, one thing on Megan, she's came out in defense of Chrissie right now. and basically wagging her finger in the air like she did with the Nick Cicada stuff, trying to defend Nick way back when. And the same thing whenever, they were being exposed by Divinity, is like, you can't be going around and harassing my friends and stuff like that, and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, she's speaking up right now in defense of Chrissy. Fine, whatever. She's friends with her. Aiden, Carney, Radix, Vaughn. But on the creative team, more names that we know. Brittany Venti, the Quartering, Anna the Star Wars Girl, the Umbrella Guy, Nina Infinity, Camelot, Yellow Flash.
And what was this documentary? This documentary was supposed to be about like women that were getting sex trafficked, or
Yeah.
okay, and that was specifically in Hollywood.
No, I think the documentary that she stole started in Washington. It was like, it was really,
DC.
okay, so there was this lady that was trying to expose the fact that she was groomed, and people were uncomfortable with what that meant. And they were like, well, it looked like you enjoying yourself here. And it looks like, and so I think like she was kind of tearing the lid off the fact that like, yeah, I didn't even know I was a victim. I mean, of course I was enjoying myself. I thought that like this was dope. So she was really brainwashed for a long time. And so when that girl went on Timcast and told her story, every Christian, this is what the Christians, they attacked her. They were like, oh my God, you're a whore, you can't be a Christian. You enjoyed it, you couldn't have been groomed. You were not abused, it was all crap. Just everything you could think of.
Right.
And I think, and then Brittany Venti was there saying the whole time, like, but you're a slut, you couldn't, stop. And she can't handle the fact that there's nuance in the porn industry.
Some of them can't handle that, yeah.
It's a lot. It's so fucking frustrating. Well, Eliza kind of shut her down, and I don't know those girls. I just did research, so I had an opinion on it. Anyways, she was on. I don't really even remember what led to.
From what I remember about this, and this was an actual documentary that was already out.
Okay.
And I believe what it was Farron Frost, and I see some people asking.
Oh, I remember that part of the story.
Yeah, so, and people want Farron Frosnack is also Farron Balanced. And if you go look on Twitter, she's toting around right now, dunking on Chrissy, dunking on Quartering. She's been making the all-around grifts, trying to garner attention for this and dunking on these people.
Okay.
But the overall thing is like this was an actual documentary that was out, and then Farron basically put out that she was making her own documentary, and there was a lot of investigating and stuff like that. Problem is, she was putting this off like she was doing it. She was kind of taking portions of this original documentary and just kind of saying that was her.
So she was taking bits and pieces of this documentary that already existed for her own. That's
the whole thing. Let me tell you the actual story. Okay, because I kind of got lost in the middle.
No, you're good. You're good. Please go ahead.
And I forget. Okay, so they had Eliza on, and she was a victim, and whatever. Chrissy interviewed her like 3 or 4 times, and it was all fine and dandy until she gets too much attention. Elon gave her a Tesla, which made little Brittany Venti fume, where's my fucking Tesla? I know these facts too. I can get facts wrong, suck a dick or whatever they're about. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that on show.
No, you're good. You're good.
So they were pissed off. So their response to that was, we're going to make our own documentary because this girl is a liar. And that's when they started getting so much money, because everyone was kind of up in arms. Like, wait a minute, if she is grifting and lying about being trafficked and being groomed and all of these things, that's fucked up, and she shouldn't be the face of it, and we're going to do it. So then they were like, let's make a documentary. Farron's like, I'm great at this. And they all got together. That's why you see the list of producers and creative and all of this crap.
Okay.
That was that. Then I get an email okay, so it was always it's going to drop soon. And nobody wanted to hear me saying Farron's doing this crap, because she was their guy, right? She was in charge of it. And then I get an email from one of Farron's people, because I didn't watch Farron, and she had dropped her trailer to her documentary. And they were like, this is stolen. This was somebody else's work. And they told me this was Lisa Ling's work. It came out like this year. So I started doing research. I found the guy, Dave Gedney, who made the film and sold it to picture, and found out like what the ins and outs of this documentary were, and found out Farron's whole story was a lie. And not only that, she just dubbed over the girl's voice with her own voice and dumbed it down. I promise you this.
You are you are lying to
Yes.
me. That is insane.
Well,
Yes. And that's why nobody believed it.
the funny thing is when the excuses came out, I was like, well, it's a complimentary to it, and we credited the original document, which this was the whole description of the entire deal before it got yeeted off the internet. There is no credit to it.
No, and it's funny because I watched this back myself the other day when I did my video a few days ago.
Yeah.
And at the end of the plagiarism video, I kept playing it, and it dawned on me that I knew what her next trailer was going to look like. And so I played the video longer so that she couldn't. I fucked up her next trailer too, and that's why she quit the internet, or just quit it altogether, because I took out, she could no longer say that she did these interviews, that she was literally just lying about doing interviews with people. It was bizarre. Actual
that's crazy.
crazy town.
Basically, internet anarchist.
But then, she took this money. They had to be quiet. They took all this money. I don't even know what the people think that were supporting them. Do they even care? They probably don't even care. But it was bizarre to me.
And all of the people that were part of this, including the creative team, knew what was going on. Is what I'm hearing.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that one? That might just
like Chrissy says. How could she know everything that's going on? I'm sure they would all say the same thing.
okay.
Yeah. So I know Megan Fox was defending this. As far as like Nina, Camelot, Yellow Flash, I don't know. I know Quartering came out
when they were all there. When I went there that day, so I sent her a $50 super chat, and I was like, "What the fuck?" She first of all lied on me and said that I charged back to that super chat, which I did not. Absolute lie. She pretended she had no idea who this that there's even some channel striking happening when she was in Vegas doing whatever. And what was the other thing? We were in her chat. People were super chatting. Frank said, if this is about divinity, save your money. We won't read it. They needed to shut it down. They actively shut me down. They didn't. It's bizarre.
Same thing right now with what's going on with Chrissie at the moment. I've had a lot of deja vu moments with this whole deal.
So I guess to just kind of like scroll to right now, are people bringing this up again in her chats, and people are just trying to sweep it away? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
She was.
This incident,
did bring it up to her, and in a chat, and she was like, "Yeah, just that was a long time ago. Stealing my content." And I'm like, "No," because she's the only one who never really addressed it. Now, Farron is always going to do what Farron does, and so she has her waves of apology / your tires.
Okay.
So like it is what it is with Farron. I have no animosity towards her. I think what I think about her. Oh, that's still true, but I have no hate for her. But Chrissy has never even acknowledged it. She just wants to call me a thief, and I'm like, you know what, bitch? You not only are you lying on me, but then about the $50, that's unbelievable. And she just said it with a straight face.
Well,
See,
it's
and
funny
here's
because she accused me of the same thing almost, because during one of her streams I went to go super chat, and there's screenshots of it up on different places of the net.
okay.
But it's like I sent her a super chat asking about this DMCA stuff. She was drunk, so she stupidly pulled it up and read it, and it's like,
What is it with
like-
streamers and getting fucking drunk?
I don't know.
They
I don't
all
know,
reveal their deepest, darkest secrets when they're drunk. It's happened more times than I'd like to count.
But she went through it, read it. It's like, oh well, if you're stealing my content, it possibly got struck then, and then I clarified, and it's like, oh no, it's not that, and you better not be charging these back later on, because that's when I like just try to turn everything up against me, like it's like being malicious, and it's like never happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Which I find funny, which everyone has been screaming, do chargebacks.
No, don't do that. That is I don't think it's illegal, but it's morally dubious.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a lot of people right now that's going at Chrissy and everyone else yelling this. I think even like I don't want to say exactly who, but because I might be misremembering. But there's been a lot of people that's been speaking about this online and saying, yeah, if you feel like you've been robbed, do a chargeback. And it's like, don't do that, guys.
It's just weird, isn't it?
Just believe it.
Do you guys think it's bizarre that Chrissy is like doesn't know how to apologize or like make any of the right moves during this? Like, what's happening with that?
Well, so I know that there are people on the internet where when they believe that they are actually in the right, why should they apologize? I think she genuinely thinks that you stole her content, even though, again, after listening to what you said and
not
observing
even me.
it,
I'm not even. That's such old. But like the new stuff, she couldn't apologize to Venti in like a normal way.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
I'm gonna.
It was bizarre. I was like, I came into it late, so I thought this is a comedy bit, right? Because she's doing everything you don't do.
Yeah. No, I genuinely think. Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
No, sorry.
I just genuinely think some people on the internet, they get into problems and they don't know how to handle it. I've observed this for the past couple of years where people will like do something stupid. You know, when you do something stupid on the internet, one of the best things that you can do is just ignore it. But if you're forced to confront it, the last thing you want to do is try and blame somebody else for doing it. And I've observed enough Nick Rekieta to know that doesn't work.
Well, I just laugh because the net has a new saying now. I'm sorry you feel that way. And it just kind of reminisces and harkens back to, it's just business.
Yeah. No, yeah. It kind of does feel like that just a little bit.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, she's saying, I didn't mean that. She's like, well, I took it that way. She's like, I'm sorry you took it that way. That is kind of an apology. What the fuck else am I going to say? I'm suddenly now actual sorry because you need me to hear that? I mean, I don't know. It was messy. It's hard to be, I don't know. Watching it is kind of rough, but I don't mind speaking on the fact that they're all hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My whole point with this whole deal, and the only, because I've been asked a couple different times, why am I bringing this back up? And even Divinity was like, what are you doing, Sparky? She was often doing her own thing, and I kind of drug it back up myself. But my point is I seen all the names harkening back on this, and like I said, a little bit about this documentary was it Quartering basically dunked on and shut Farron down on this whole documentary stuff, if I remember right. That was one of the clips that Farron struck down from you, right? Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Quartering, if you take that as far as you want, was kind of dunking shit on this. But my whole point is everyone's standing up and pounding and beating on the table, going free speech, free speech, free speech. We don't stand for flagging. We don't stand for doing this. This is absolutely abhorrent. We don't like this. And I think the one that got me the most was listening to Friday Night Tights last Friday.
Okay.
And that's why I started doing this again, of listening to Neurotic basically lay it all out. You don't do this, you don't hit this, you don't do anything like this, is absolutely abhorrent, and we don't stand for anything like that. I'm sitting there going, really? Because you've had somebody on your channel that's done this like 3 years ago and has constantly done it, and everyone that associates with her basically fucking sweeps for it. Even to the point I heard Yellow Flash on his Flashcast on his Rumble go, somebody some super chat saying, what do you think about the DMCA stuff that Chrissy did 3 years ago? And it's like, well, I spoke to Chrissy, and Chrissy said it's somebody that was stealing her content. I'm sitting there going, are you not bitching at Chrissie Meyr right now for doing the exact same thing of not looking into it and taking the person's word? Is that how daft and stupid can you be?
No, I should say I do like Yellow Flash, but no, yeah, if it looks to me just like one of those things where some people, because in my personal opinion, I think that when you do DMCA somebody, it's really hard to come back from that. But it could just be as simple as some of these people are like, it was 3 years ago and they want to move on. But I do think that, like, if people, and here's the thing that's kind of difficult, is it's kind of difficult to know in totality who actually knows the actual details of this and who was just told, oh, this person was stealing my content, don't worry about it. And they kind of just took it for fact because, oh, we were friends a couple of years ago. Now, I can definitely understand and get upset at the fact it's just like, well, you were told, like right now, the difference between right now and a couple of years ago is you're upset at Chrissie Meyr for X, Y, and Z reason. Why should you not like take this information that you're being told right now and apply it to today and say, well, wait a minute, why did you do that a couple of years ago?
Yeah, and that's my point. And the other thing is like I countered to that. Oh, well, it was 3 years ago. Okay, stop bringing the shit up that Quartering did 5-10 years ago. Then.
No, and that's a very fair criticism to make.
Yeah.
I do think a couple of people probably just don't know that much. And then there's probably just some people that may choose not to. It's hard for me to really opine on that. Especially since these are people that, at least right now, are trying to say that they are against this kind of stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
so the thing is, and let's give benefit of the doubt here.
I will give benefit of the doubt to some people.
I will give benefit of the doubt. Okay. Well, we don't know the ins and outs.
Yes.
Cool. All right. We didn't know anything that happened, but cool. Okay. I gotcha. Got you right there. And I also hear these same people going, Chrissy, you can just watch this very well documentary that is 3 hours long and explains everything for you about the Quartering. There you go. Why didn't you do your research?
It's a long. I will say 3 hours is a long time to watch a.
Here's my counter to that, guys. You want to roll this? Hey, I made a 20-minute video breaking this down.
20 minutes is still a long time, Sparky. I don't know. I'm just trying to say what some people might say in response to you.
I know.
All right? Listen, I've worked a job where I can sit and listen to everything for multiple hours. Some people might not. And I'm not trying to make excuses for people. I'm just trying to explain what the answer you might hear from them.
In that case, we'll only shit straight on Megan Fox and Potentially Criminal because they had direct interaction, and Megan Fox said, I'm not watching the video. There's no way she would do this, and it's fine. Cancel her. Cancel everything. She's a piece of shit human being. And What's This Fuck did the same thing the eve of my whole cancellation. So let's just shit on those two, and the rest can have a pass.
I'm not necessarily even saying that people need to have a pass. I'm just saying that, like, the answer is going to be, well, I didn't know about this back then, or I didn't have the information back then.
Yeah.
And my response to that would be, okay, that's fine. But if you want to remain consistent, you probably should worry about this. And at that point, the thing that I think a lot of people are going to say is, well, I just don't care enough about it. I care about what we're talking about right now. Which is another conversational topic. It's just like, well, then is it really about actually like getting on the Quartering for what he's done, or are you joining in on the rat race for everything that's going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can be looked at two different ways, and the song that the new song you played today kind of explains it. And it's basically this. I don't care if you want to, dogpile on. You shouldn't do that. But I don't care if you want. I don't care if you want to get on the hate train. I don't care if you want to. You hate this person for X, Y, Z reasons, and this is just another reason to show them. You do you, whatever. It's the internet, and at the end of the day, I get it. But don't get a soapbox and stand on it and spout, we are against flagging, and anyone who does it, we are against, and then give a pass to someone who has done that.
Right. No, I think that's a fair thing to be upset about, and I agree with you. That is a very fair thing to be upset about. I will say, at the end of the day, though, and I think it's unfortunate for some people probably to hear this. A lot of people are just getting their bag and then they are moving on, and they really don't care about like looking into drama that's a couple of years ago. Because listen, the drama of a couple of years ago, that doesn't matter. Do you want to know what matters today? The fact that the quartering is doing this right here, right now. And that might not be like the coolest thing to acknowledge, and I highly doubt anybody will ever really acknowledge that. But that's the truth. Is that the drama of a couple of years ago doesn't matter, and and either some of these people knew or forgave Chrissie a couple of years ago after some time of like introspection. Who knows? It's one of those things that I probably would never figure out, but.
Well, I doubt it's forgiving, because the way some of them talk is like Chrissie was justified in it.
I'm sure that some of them probably feel like that based off of the information that they know. You would really just have to sit them down, put them in front of a screen, have them play the info, and then say, do you approve of that? And then you can really get like a solid answer of do they know or do they not know?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I get that.
about getting a solid answer. These are retards. You're never going to like explain their diagnosis to them, right? So it's fine. It is what it is. My point is more like what you were saying. At the end of the day, here's these other people that are deciding to, like you said, stand on a soapbox, and that's great. You can stand on your soapbox and say what you need to say about canceling, not canceling, whatever the fuck they're saying. But I'm going to kick that soapbox out if you've done that shit to me, and that's it. Like, I don't need your attention. I don't fuck with YouTube much anymore. I'm most like 99% on Rumble, just because like just thinking about the community and stuff, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So no, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me or even care about my channel. I'm not looking for subs or attention. But you know, there are those same people who are like kind of vocal about how terrible it is to cancel people. I'm like, all right, well,
in a day for me,
consistent.
In a day for me, I did everything I could to put the information out there, and that's all.
You definitely
did. Well, it's like people telling me it's too long. Okay, make sure that. Well, what's the point? It's like, okay, well, what are the actual edits? And so many people asking so many questions of details, and it's like, okay, fine, I'll just completely break it down step by step. There you go. Yeah, I'm not doing.
They're never gonna get it.
Yeah, it's like people never gonna get it. But my whole point was to put the information out there. This is stuff I know happened back then, and these are the people I know who gave a pass to it. And it's just, for me, it's just setting a standard, setting a point up. Okay, these are the people who screamed about this. These are the people who ignored it, and it just gives me a reason just to.
And let's be honest, the reason Farron's mad and about the quartering and piping up now in her manic spiral is because the quartering nicknamed her the Clout Goblin and will forever stick.
Wait, he did? Oh, was that in the video that he said he had info on people, or was that a different thing?
Oh, I don't know about that part. I just know that happened and it imploded their whole cash cow because
this was 3
but I
years
think
ago.
that's why she has animosity toward him.
Okay. Fair enough.
Now, because she's coming out of the woodwork, doing the most she can do, and I'm like, ew, of all people, like, no.
Which makes me wonder too if some of these people are doing this because that also happened. Which fine, justifiable, whatever. But it's like, looking at a lot of names, associations, and people speaking up, and people trying to be the most loud. I'm sitting there going, "It's like, I kind of see, I kind of see alternative motive there." But okay,
I mean, the people that did know, like, okay, LawTube knew. So I don't know about those other people, and the people that are related to LawTube knew. Like, one of the LawTube Clipper channels asked Farron privately, like, dude, knock your shit off, stop this, like, I'm going to. So she was like asking us to private her videos behind the scenes when her mom would pipe up or something. And so this Clipper was also doing it. And when she said that to Farron, like, this is bullshit, it's, stop flagging the channels, she was doxxed. They didn't even know that this channel was run by a girl, and her name, photo, all of that came out. They flagged her channel down, no more monetization. It's like, dude, you guys didn't just attack me. You attacked Law Nerd Clips. You attacked so many other people. And it was all okay because, like you said, who cares? You're just you, and they are important.
Right.
But Well, and it's like here's another story I told a little bit about. Is like I remember I told you privately about a little issue I kind of had with legal mindset, and I told you that it's like because of his flip floppy nature, it's like some things I trust on, some things I don't, and this is one of those deals because I remember whenever like legal mindset popped up and was ringing the bell whenever Nick Cade was getting flagged by Keffels, or it was either Keffels or one of Keffels' acolytes. I
think
don't
it was another
remember
acolyte.
I remember Curry Renji ended up covering it too, a little bit because Curry Renji and that guy got into it, but Nick Ricciardo was getting flagged.
Okay.
And everyone, it's kind of like this right now. It's like standing up on the table, pounding on the drum. We must stand up. We must unite our voices. We must, legal mindset led the charge on that one. So much so, it led to a schism between Legal Bytes, 3 other creators, and the rest of LawTube.
Well, Legal Bytes, she's kind of on her own now because of everything that happened a couple years ago. Isn't that right?
That's a direct relation of it.
Okay.
And stuff that happened during, like, I believe it was a call out she did to the DUI guy of acting unprofessional in court during the Amber Heard trial or something like that.
That's true. That's
Okay.
so funny.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of tension there, but, I'm sitting there going, we must stand up and we must, fight against counterculture, stuff like that. And, during this whole deal, it's like, Divinity's on panels with them. Divinity wasn't just a clipper. She was on panels with these people.
Right.
And then whenever Divinity gets flagged, I don't want to deal with drama.
Mm-hmm.
Silent. Crickets. And it wasn't until myself, MommaOcco, and several other creators started kind of like banning the who?
Cool Frog. Cool Frog was big time.
Cool Frog, and a couple other people started pounding the drum, banning on it. We finally got them to acknowledge it, but it was not naming names.
Mm-hmm.
It was just basically saying, guys, DMCAs or not cool, flagging channels was not cool. Clips are kind of a gray area. Get the permission first before you clip them. And,
oh my god, it went weird.
Stop being bitches about it. It was along those lines, publicly.
Right.
And which really kind of pissed me off too, because it's like, what was that energy you guys had a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Back then.
I think that's everything, though. Are there other things about this, Sparky?
There's really, just not really anything else. It's just the fact of, it's like, it's only something to speak up about, fight for when there's some sort of gain in it, and that mentality just pisses me the fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, I never asked anything for Divinity. I never asked anything from anything else. It's like no. Here are the issues. Here's what happened. And it's like it's like, do something about it.
Right.
And nobody did.
I think you're going to be hard pressed to see anybody do it. I think
No.
now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sparky.
We know that.
Didn't you say that the Kino Casino even kind of shot this down as well? Or am I wrong with what you said?
So I tried to find a clip, and I couldn't find a clip, but I remember PPP saying it because somebody super chatted in when they were talking about, I believe it was during the segment when they were talking about Chrissie Meyr false flagging parody accounts.
Okay.
And something about her DMCA abuse history and stuff like that. And Casino PPP kind of gave like a general overview. Granted, they probably hadn't seen the video. They probably didn't know. They're probably going off of sparse information. I'm not going to say that they did that, but it's like they understood if it was like actually stealing content.
Okay.
So it was something along those lines. I don't remember the exact quote, But like I said, like you said, I don't know if they've seen it or not. And knowing PP and Worski, you know, they got their claws sunk deep within quartering. Chrissie Meyr is just kind of
she's a side person. That's like that's another reason why when it comes to everything that's going on, I think one of the reasons why some people aren't so heavy sinking into Chrissie is because she's not the main villain. And I think they're just trying to tell her, hey, back off of this because you're not the person we're focusing on right now. I think that's probably part of the problem.
And that's the reason why. This is one of the reasons why I haven't tried to be in people's faces about it.
Right. Well, I mean, you shouldn't.
I've stayed within my corner. I've stayed within my realm. So I posted stuff to my YouTube. I posted stuff to my Twitter. Okay. And I think I've tagged all of them once. I think in the second video I made. Right. And that's all I've done. And I've gotten plenty of people, you know, retweeting and tagging all of them and stuff like that. I even had some, dude, you need to DM this stuff to all these people. And it's like, I don't do shit like that. It's to me because it is disrespectful. And it's, of course,
I would agree.
I'm not, and for, you know, what it's worth for believing, it's like, I don't want attention from this. I don't want clout from this. I don't want to be like put out there as like a main face on calling it. It's like, no, I just want to put the information out there. Hey, this is what happened. Mm-hmm. There you go. Mm-hmm. Do whatever you want with it.
No,
but
that's completely fair.
You do with it, yeah. But whatever you do with it is like, I'm just gonna remember in the future if something happens.
Right. No, I totally get that. I think the thing that's kind of difficult, you know, not to really beat the point home, I think the thing that's kind of difficult is there are obviously very strong connections to people that you can say that person knew, that person did nothing. There are others where it's just like it's kind of hard to put culpability on them. And my hope would be that if it's one of those things where if they actually want to deep dive into it, my hope is that they actually do research. Again, because I don't think that Chrissie is the main target of all of this. It's the quartering. I don't think that is I don't think that's a priority, if that makes sense, you know?
No, no, I get it, and that's fine. We frame you guys' argument. Then it's like we don't like quartering. Don't make this about standards and principles. If the standards and principles only matter whenever it matters to you.
To be honest with you,
that's kind of my overall point.
To be honest with you, and I'm not making an excuse. This is just kind of the truth. That's pretty much every content creator. They will sweep for a specific people. Listen, you know how many people swept for Nick Rekieta and then just slowly backed off of Rekieta when they found out he gave coke to his daughter, allegedly?
Oh, no, trust me. I know. I watched every minute in detail. Like I seen Kurt did the biggest U-turn of all time. Yeah. Trust me, I know. It's like, and you know, benefit of the doubt. I get it. It sucks when you have a friend that's in a position of they're just toxic, they're nuclear. It's like, you know, at that point, it's like you gotta make a choice. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that choice is not easy. Trust me. Right. I know.
Wasn't Neurotic's point Chrissie needs to handle? Well, I do know that Neurotic is an anti-drama guy. He just likes to talk about the anti-SJW stuff. He likes to get in and joke with everybody. And that's completely fine. And I think he's just trying, and that's probably why he kicked her off. He's just like, you handle this, and then you can come back. I think he like was literally, you can come back when you fix this.
Yeah. And man of respect to him too. I respect that. That's
me too.
That's completely fine. It's like all of them. I think all of them's been handling it pretty good, but it's like it's just one of those deals I look at. It's like, yeah, I think I'd give her out again.
Probably when the heat dies down and she. Although it depends. It really could go one of two ways. She could just decide to go on a quartering show forever, and that.
Oh God.
Oh no, he was offering her double what they offered her at Friday Night Tights, which is probably $0, but.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that whole deal, that's wild. And so, she read off those super chats too.
Yeah, did she really?
She did. And And she
Oh,
changed her tone
man.
of voice too.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So yeah, Chrissy's not doing really good right now on not kicking the beehive, and it's like I thought her stream with Brittany and them was bad. Her super chat stream was probably just as worse.
Which one? The second one?
She did, yeah, last night.
Okay.
She did a stream last night, basically addressing all of the super chats
Oh my gosh, that's a bad idea.
that she didn't get to. And does within that time, if I remember right, about a day or two after the stream was done, they removed the live chat log off of the video. Then they started saying that she was getting death threats, and it's the reason why. People have already debunked that because they had full recordings of the actual chat, and that wasn't the thing. And again, a lot of super chats were missed because, yeah.
But I think that the point of it's not like, as far as I'm concerned, to be like care now, but to say she didn't have a baby or a dead daddy when all this shit happened to me. So what was her excuse then?
That's a good question.
Pretty much. Well, and she was like, "Well, I'm not the same person I was, what, 2 years ago." Yeah, we know that.
I don't really like that she did that. She's like, "Oh, I have a baby I was choosing to ignore," to the point where he was crying. I was like, "Oh, so we're just doing child abuse now because you want to deal with internet drama." It's like, if I got a kid...
You should have seen my stream. Because when she did that stream with Brittany Venti, I ended up stream sniping it. Not like showing the stream on screen because yeah, I don't trust her. But just listening to it in the background, and I don't think I've ever tripped out that fucking hard on stream in a long time.
To be honest with you, I believe it.
I was fucking yelling at the screen so much so I couldn't fucking fly the ship.
Really?
I was ramming into the fucking station just yelling. It's like, God, you fucking liar!
That is funny. And again, I just like, why would you say your child is the reason? Oh, I know it's trying to farm sympathy points because sometimes women have this thing where like, oh, here's my excuse. Well, you're telling me that you're basically engaging in something that makes you look worse. It's like you understand that makes you look worse. You know?
Oh, well, all right, so you say a little bit about that. And
I listened to the stream that you gave me.
Yeah, there's a portion of that where Brittany questions Chrissy and says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. I gotta drop everything I gotta do, and I gotta not look after my kid and basically abandon him to do research. So pull him on the tube and watch Sesame Street while he's crying away while I do this research on Jamie Hambley." And then during her super chat reading stream, that was brought up as like, "I never did that. I never abused my kid to do that."
Oh no.
Like I said, her second stream was just as
oh my gosh,
because she Divinity, you thought you would was making these people sound bad beforehand. You'd make a killing off of it now.
It's so hard to hear their voices on repeat. I can't do it.
Holy cow.
But yeah, but it's like there's a so I'm not too worried about if people don't pay attention to this. It just makes me go, okay, I see how your values go then. And it just basically confirms everything that I thought about these larger creators. I was right. You're just a streamer. You just want a bag. That's it. And if it suits you, you talk about it. If it doesn't, you go mom. And that's basically all I need to want. Basically, everyone else, I believe commentary community. I know Nicholas the Oreo sucked his teeth into this one.
Oh, he definitely is. I mean, like, here's the thing.
Oh.
Sorry, I lost his name for a moment. H3 is getting kind of rough to defend right now with his threatening of multiple lawsuits, so I can understand why he might want to jump over to something else.
And from what I'm hearing from the other side, that because I know the commentary community has kind of schismed into two different paths.
When are they not schisming? You and I both know that.
Yeah, well, when are they not? Yes, but we know they're kind of schisming. So Nicholas Zero and Willie Mack, all them, yeah, they kind of gotta readjust and okay, let's focus on something else. And right now on the other side of it, doxing allegations and gay opping and shit that makes what Crown and T did all those years ago look like child's play. Yeah,
I feel bad for Divinity. She probably has no idea what you're talking about right now.
No idea.
No,
I started looking
no
at
idea.
cards and I sent them to you to the group chat. I'm like, you know what?
Oh my god, you had to go watch some MommaOcco streams.
Let me take a look at that. Oh, you have some. Those are some nice Charizards right there. Can I show these to the chat?
Yeah, don't mind. My son and I were going through these.
Oh,
and the
okay.
nerds were like, "Wait, what do you have?" And I was like, "These are like, could maybe don't touch them so much." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll stop working the cards."
Yeah, put them in some sleeves. See if you can. The next thing they're gonna tell you to do is send them off to get graded. See if you can get a Charizard that's like worth $5,000. Don't do that though.
Yeah.
My son's 10 and he doesn't care about any of that right now. He's like, "Why do you keep taking my cards?" I'm like, "Well, I just want to look through them, okay, son?"
Right.
I didn't know the nerds at work were going to be super interested in them.
Yeah. But no, I think in the day with the whole deal, it's just, the internet's forever.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like, just remember that. The internet's forever. And it's just, all this shit, even ranging back to the quartering, could have been avoided. There's so many ways and so many outs that people. It's like with Chrissie Meyr. She should have preempted that whole fucking stream up. We're not going to talk about. She would have put a disclaimer in front of her stream with Melanie Mack. She would put a disclaimer up saying, I know that there's drama going on with the quartering. This stream is not meant to be about that, and we're not going to address anything about that stream. She probably would have got off lightly unscathed.
It would have gone better for her, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like a lot of people say that she's like, she's got to be real stupid, retarded. It's like, she's a total woman. It's like she is so naive and she has no idea. No. She kind of knows exactly what she's doing.
Quartering drama. Is that just clever of her to have done it like this?
I think she fumbled into it. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think this was expected whatsoever.
Okay. Because, yeah, that'd be pretty damn clever if she figured that out. And she shut herself with that stupid Britney bitch.
Yeah, you know what's... It's really funny that a lot of people are like... A lot of people have been like saying that Britney is doing a lot of great work right now. I think some people have forgotten some of the stuff that Britney has done in the past, where it's just like, guys, this woman is just kind of a useful idiot to you. I don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah. They're doing the most.
I have my issues with Britney. I've had my issues with Britney way before. I've known of Britney before she even met Chrissie Meyr. And it's like, a lot of people don't remember. It's like, Occo remembers. I know you've never heard of it, Divinity, but Occo remembers. And at Bloodsports.
Yep.
Who saw that off? Oh, that was Tonka Saw, that was Andy Worski, that was Mr. Medica, that was Ethan Ralph, all them. Hey, guess who was a normal participant within that whole deal?
Brittany Venti.
Brittany Venti. A lot of people are going, oh my god, she is raging. Oh my god, she is turned into him. Have you seen some of the stuff she did around the commentary? Because it's kind of this whole thing just kind of she's kind of dug back into the whole internet blood sports bit, and it's what it reminds me of, especially with what going off on Chrissie. It's like, oh my god, I'm back in 2016, 2017 again.
No, for sure. I think what's funny is she kind of has different phases where she'll go after specific different things. and try and make content off of it. I mean, like, a lot of content creators do that. But, like, she has phases where she jumps to different things. Excuse me. This just seems to be the thing that she's jumping to right now.
Well, to be fair, and I'll be fair to Brittany. I don't think Brittany had a choice in this.
No, probably not. She probably had to jump before it got heated in another way.
Yeah, because she was already drug into this by the quartering before all this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing too. Is like Chrissie Meyr knew all this like back April 22nd. She knew about, you know, quartering wanting to go after like Yellow Flash and Camelot. Brittany was on that list too. Southern Craig, all of them. You know, she knew that, and yet she continued to do this. And it was just, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, you do something and it's like a pivotal moment that you put a fork in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you meant to or not, you put a fork in the road, and you have to make people choose one for another. And
Yep.
but Brittany does a lot of content, did a lot of content with Chrissie Meyr. If anything, Brittany helped, and that's the other thing too. That's
right. You told me about that.
this.
Brittany helped Chrissie
Yeah.
kind of like get her start with all of these people.
Yes.
It's like,
And
I can
Brittany
take you in
kinda-
the. She's like the Ethan Ralph. I can bring you in this world. I can take you out, motherfucker.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, pretty much. And you know, it's one of those. You know, she's been there through a lot of things and helped. You know, Chrissie out. It's I wouldn't say it's like with you and Don, but you know, it's.
You think Chrissie has a? I mean, not
Somewhat.
Chris. Sorry.
Go ahead.
What was that?
Do you think that Brittany has a thing for Chrissie or something like that? Because there's some kind of weird vibe happening there, right?
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm glad you both agree.
I don't know. I think they're just really good friends, and it's one of those when the when push comes to shove, you know, Chrissie kind of made her choice on that stream with Brittany.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really disrespectful, and especially
Wait.
the big part at the end.
The Melanie, that's where she made her stand. You're saying?
No, that's
when?
kind of so. Chrissie put the fork in the road whenever she brought Melanie Mack on. Chrissie forced people to make a choice on which way to go on that road with that stream with Brittany.
Why do you say that though? Because I think that's kind of lame. Because you think that Melanie. Now hold on. I also don't know the lore here. Is Melanie like cheerleading the canceling or the?
Yeah,
flagging?
she co-signed it.
Yeah, Melanie
how-
doesn't think that there is any flagging. Melanie said on Twitter yesterday that Jeremy didn't do any flagging and that everybody's just lying.
Okay, so that's where she's at. She's fully.
Yeah.
committed. You know.
Yeah.
And that was before, you know, she was fully committed 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of agree with Chrissie about like we're talking about God and stuff. Like that's not time and place, but like she handled it wrongly on stream by saying, "Yeah, we'll do this." So
No,
it's like,
I would
oh,
agree.
You know.
Yeah.
100%, I agree.
Well, it's another one of those deals. It's like, you know, you can plan something out, and I know what a lot of these streamers do. They plan stuff out like weeks and months and stuff in advance. I get that, but sometimes things happen online that sometimes you got to pivot away from.
Oh no, yeah,
And
I've had that happen.
And
before.
sometimes that happens like right at the moment. And unfortunately, it was one of those deals of, you know, Melanie was kind of toxic at that point. Especially after, because Melanie kind of really got involved after the whole ordeal with Stuttering Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever quartering kind of drug her into it too.
Yeah, no, because
So-
like when it came to Melanie Mack, her involvement really did take a while, because what happened is Casino gets on to Jeremy, and they're kind of like making fun of Jeremy, making fun of the show, making fun of the body language of the two women on the show, and like there's no words from any of them for a while. And then eventually, like, she just kind of hops on very slowly saying, oh, I think a lot of the bullshit that's going on is just bullshit. I think the devil has some part of this, which it's a weird thing to bring in, but, you know, okay. I think she was just like, oh, I stand by my friend. I stand by my friend. And, you know, that's very nice. That's very admirable. But then that leads to people saying, well, hang on a moment. This just kind of makes you a hypocrite. Because Melanie preaches all these things that she believes in, but then she doesn't decry Jeremy, who does all of those things, which is why it's just like you're kind of two-faced if you do all this kind of stuff.
And now all of them are saying it's all just an attack of Satan, yeah? That's the next stage.
That's what Melanie is saying. Melanie is saying it's an attack of Satan. Satan is attacking Jeremy because Jeremy's just a good Christian boy.
What?
Well,
I've seen way too many clips of Jeremy talking about himself that make me disagree with that, but you know.
I was going to say, but I mean, I guess, I don't know. We don't know his heart, so I'm going to leave
Christian.
that one alone because I feel like I know better, but the fruit seem a little rotten.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of stuff that happened that whole day. Like I said, I didn't know fully about, you know, Melanie Mac's involvement until Southern Cred showed his DMs and specified he only did that because it was already threatened by the quartering.
Yep.
And quartering drug Melanie into that. And then after he showed his DMs, it kind of... So, Melanie never really implicitly said publicly before that point, I don't think, that, you know, she co-signs it all or, you know, she stands for Jeremy and stuff like that.
No.
It was after Craig kind of forced her hand because it was a conversation she had with Craig.
And is that all before Chrissy's show with her? Or after?
This was like 2 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, and then I did hear that she had been on another show where her friend Nina told her about it, right?
Was it Nina Infinity?
Yeah, Nina Infinity.
Yeah.
And one of the guys from Friday Night Tights, I believe. Black dude. I can't remember his name. But yeah, they kind of sit down and they talked about the whole deal. And they talked all of it, including the Melanie stuff. So, you know, it was after that, it's like, you kind of got to make a choice for that book. It's like with me and Occo. If Occo's not going to do anything like that, so guys, don't jump on me. But it's like if I was put in the same situation, I found out that, you know, hey, Occo false flagged. Example, Occo DMCA. Actually, you know, and I have done this. I have called Occo out. The bullshit happened 2 years ago.
No, yeah, I didn't DMCA anybody, but I did briefly hold a channel hostage due to a manic situation. So you know, that's.
Yeah. So it's like,
sounds awesome.
You know, and in all fairness, I wasn't as good. I think I've only known Occo at that point for like a month or so before that point.
It was a couple of months, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that same point is like, I know you're not supposed to hold your standards off to other people, but it's like, to me, common sense wise, is like you hold your friends to a higher standard than what you will hold other individuals to.
Very true.
That's just the way I look at it. So if I hold the standard of I don't like false copyright strikes, and I find out like Occo did a false DMCA on someone. Well, first of all, I'd be like, okay, well, what was the situation? And it'll be going through on both sides. It's like, okay, what was your rhyme in originating this?
Right.
And if it was, you know, somebody stealing every bit of Occo's content off a video and basically just wholesale putting the video up and just as it was, and Occo DMCA that, be like, well, that's kind of what the DMCA is for right there. It's like, you know, people selling wholesale content. But if somebody was taking, like, you know, clips and making Occo say all sorts of stupid shit, it'd be like,
no, that's fair game. I'll laugh at that shit though.
It's like I don't like it, but it's fair use.
No, that's fair game.
Bullshit. And it'd be one of those is like, I'll have to hold Occo's feet to the fire. It's like either you reverse this, you come out and apologize, or I'm gonna come at you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and you hold your friends out. And I got into this like once before with another friend, because someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, one of your other friends false DMCA channel or DMCA video," and I actually looked into it and it's like, "Oh, what happened?" And it's like, and bless his heart, he documented everything, just covered his ass, and it's like it was a channel just basically took one of his entire streams and put it up on his own channel.
Right.
I'm sitting there going, I'm not gonna call that out. He did the right thing.
Yeah, if you're just blatantly re-uploading something, that is one thing. But like if you're chopping up things, clipping things, and then like adding commentary, that's completely different. And people, there's been people that have made videos of me before that are obviously negative, and it's just like, I don't care, you know? I feel like it's worse to, like, I feel like by calling it out, that has the that could have the opposite effect of getting it to go away. That's why the quartering is in the spot he's in right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're right, because I could care nothing about quartering. I cared zero about his life or what him and his wife were up to in the bedroom. Like, none of it. I kept kind of letting my brain slip back into that, where my friends would be like, why do we care again? He's just like, who gives a fuck who his wife is banging? Like, I couldn't. And then, like, Sparky was very consistent with me and was like, it matters, dude. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention. And then I was like, I see the bigger picture.
She finally got where I was coming from. Is like, it matters because it's the whole pounding the table, standards bullshit, but everyone turning the blind eye for other things.
Had he not messed with other people's channels, I wouldn't, this wouldn't be happening to them. And consistently, and all of the, it's amazing to watch the birth of a lol cow, because it's just consistent and crazy. You're like, why did you do that?
It's amazing to watch the evolution.
Yes, I agree. Because sometimes they can pull themselves back, and then sometimes it's just like, oh, you let that go. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If the quartering didn't do anything, if he had just continued to ignore it, I still think that the Kino Casino would have been making fun of him. But I am of the opinion that if he just continued coasting, nothing would have happened. He still would be just fine. People would still probably dislike him because he has said a lot of rude things about people. But, I don't think the clip of what he said about Craig from the Side Scrollers would have been found as fast. I don't think a lot of people would have thrown him away as quickly. I do think that some of the anti-SJW people would have, clowned on him because of the older clips that he said, or when he's made fun of views or said that everybody's channel is dying. He still would have had that as an issue. But if he had said nothing and he let them talk their shit about his wife and just moved on, nothing would have happened, and we wouldn't be here right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's other things. He could have went about it a whole different way. If the channel got flagged down and he wasn't a constant dick about it, and DMing people about it, and making vague threats and statements online, trying to be an internet tough guy. It might have blown over then and be like, nah, it was just a mistake or whatever. It was somebody else who flied out. Who knows? It could have been the fucking YouTube AI, because
this is
the YouTube
true crime.
Yeah, the YouTube AI struck me. I don't know how many times over a fucking gym clip, and be like, oh, somebody's flying you. It's like, the stream has 20 views on it. I seriously fucking doubt it. So it's like, there's a number of reasons and ways it could be, but his actions and what he said and how he's portrayed himself, it kind of makes it look like he did do it. So it's like he's done that. But as far as relationships, I'll segue to this one. Congrats to Divinity for calling out the Nick Cicada cuck stuff about 2 years before it actually came out.
Yeah.
Yikes. I don't want to be known for that.
I'm going to be honest. A lot of people call that, though.
I actually didn't believe it. I thought that Farron was making it up. That's why I posted it. I thought she was a liar, and I was like, listen, bitch, here's all your lies. And yeah, I guess not.
Funny
how that walks. But overall, that's about it.
I feel like the reason people care is it's just like true crime. So you watch a murder and you're like, but why? Why did you do the thing? Like, none of it makes any sense, and you could just go on forever about the why and how you would have done the murder or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just interesting to be near somebody who's having a clear mental break.
True. No, it's
Yeah.
very true. I think right now we are, and I think the thing that's really unfortunate is it isn't going to stop, and I do think that the longer it prolongs, the quartering is just going to continue spiraling and spiraling. And it's kind of reached a point where I'm like, I really don't want to talk about this guy that much anymore. Like, I mean, I'll still bring it up if I see something interesting, but it's just like, I made one video, and I'm like, okay, I really don't feel like if I contribute, I feel like if I contribute to this, the only thing I'm getting out of this is, oh, I'm getting views, I'm obviously getting clicks and impressions, and I don't care if people do that. I just look at it, I'm like, I gotta be really careful with this, because it is kind of just like a, now it's, everybody is making money kind of deal from it. I mean, it depends. It depends. Some people are making money, some people are bringing up good points, but I think that they're, that,
To add, you know.
yeah, I think that the well is
Yeah.
kind of getting exhausted.
Yeah,
Yep.
for me, it hits 2 points. I had my issues with Chrissie Meyr 3 years ago, and I had kind of my issues with quartering way back when. And for me, it just feels like I'm just trying to set everything straight from mistakes I've made.
Right.
Because unfortunately, I was one of the stupid individuals that kind of supported quartering back during the whole watchy bullshit. And if I knew the shit that I knew now, from way back when, it'd be like, yeah, no, this fucker can just sink like a, sack of shit.
I don't think you should feel bad
But-
for that, because you didn't know. You shouldn't feel bad about knowledge that you literally didn't have.
Well, that's the thing, is like, if I didn't, I feel like that I'd just be ignoring it. And for me, it's like, I'm pissed off at some of these other people because they're not acknowledging something that they fucked up on. So it's like, it's to me, it's my own standard. So it's like, no, I fucked up on this. Now, whenever he got that one guy fired after he got punched in the face at the bar, that's kind of when my support for him kind of deviated away. It's like, okay, you are, because that's kind of why it comes into, like, everyone's saying now is like, oh well, he's doing the exact same thing the woke crowd's doing, or he's becoming SJW. It's like, guys, he already did that like years ago whenever he got in a fight, and then he publicized everything about that guy and got the guy fired, terminated from his job.
Yeah.
So he already did that like a long time ago.
I think for me, it wasn't even that. It was just like I noticed, it was like in the early 2020s, where I noticed, I was like, hang on, this guy likes to complain a lot that YouTube is dying, and then he is literally wrong about it all the time, unless it's about his own channel. So I just like started to realize that he was just wrong about everything. And then I just like slowly drifted away from him. And then the amount of ads was also kind of boring and all that kind of shit. And I'm just like, listen, I'm driving Amazon 40 hours a week. I don't want to listen to a man complain about how his YouTube channel is dying and how much coffee he needs to sell in order to feed his wife, And then what really solidified it for me is, like, I mean, I had stopped watching him, but like I was back and forth on just listening to see what he would say occasionally. And I had listened to a video, and I think you even there, Sparky, when I shared it with people. He made a video where he was like, oh, by the way, guys, I hate Sydney Watson now, and Sydney Watson spoke a lot of shit about me, and maybe one day I'll reveal those DMs. And I'm just like, oh, that's the direction you're going. Interesting.
I think I remember that stream.
I think I still have that video.
It had something to do with that and Tim Pool or some shit like that, wasn't it?
No. Oh, no, yeah, Tim Pool was included, because what happened is, and this goes back to, so Lauren Southern wrote an article on the quartering recently.
Yeah, Lauren Sutton. I remember because I was listening to Matt at Internet today to see what Josh was going to say about this whole deal. And
Yeah.
I think Josh was even named in the article, I think.
I didn't read the whole thing, so I couldn't tell you. But, like, so what had happened is Lauren Southern comes out and she writes her book. And in one of the chapters, she talks about how Andrew Tate had assaulted her. And the quartering and Tim Pool came out and said, oh, she's lying. She's 110% lying. You shouldn't listen to her or trust her. And then during that video, he basically talks how Lauren Southern is a whore and a horrible person, and she was in a group chat with a whole bunch of other people that talk shit on him. And he's like, "Oh, maybe one day I'll reveal those DMs." And I'm just like, bro, this is one of the most like, I expect this from a woman. You are a dude, all right? Listen, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, no, it's weird. It really is.
I'm trying to find the video.
I know we talked a little bit about it, about how it seems like that the right wing grip is dying, and that's a good thing.
I don't think it's necessarily dying. I just think that it's shifting. Oh, I found the video. I still have it. Hell yeah, I still have it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
But yeah, it's like, unfortunately, it's like, you know, I look at politics and it's like, clip both wings off the fucking bud. It's like, I'm kind of to that point, you know, left wing, right wing. I don't care.
He's almost 2-year-old. Holy cow.
Yeah. And all the shit that's coming out now, especially Lauren started putting articles out. Who was the girl that said that she was being blackmailed by quartering? I know it.
Cindy Watson. Yeah,
Cindy
she
Watson.
had a stream with Camelot where she talked about some of that. And now people are trying to harass her for DMs and like phone calls and stuff. And I'm just like, guys, she clearly said she doesn't want to be involved. You should let her walk away.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like with me talking about this, it's like I've inserted myself into this. I've inserted myself into this trying to point out stuff, Chrissy. If I get any kind of hate, flack, or anything like that coming towards me because of all this, it's like, that's my own fault. I inserted myself in there. Unfortunately, the same thing can be said with Cindy Watson. If she didn't want to be a part of this, she probably shouldn't have said anything at all.
No, I would agree.
And this is as serious as she says it is. She probably needs to get an attorney.
Do you think that she'll need one?
Yeah, so there's a dispute with contracts. There's a dispute with money. There is a dispute with, you know, both sides saying it's like, you know, Jeremy is saying that Cindy Watson owes her like $200,000. Cindy Watson is saying no, he actually owes me $200,000 because of these bad business practices and how he, you know, conned me into doing this and that.
Right.
100%. She should get a attorney if it's true. And here's why I'm going to push back a little bit on Cindy Watson. She went on Camelot's channel, unfortunately. And unfortunately, Camelot is not the most trustworthiest person, especially after the little victory he gave Chrissie Meyr.
Wait, did he give Chrissie Meyr an out? Really?
Yes, he did. So I've actually got the tweet right here.
Okay.
And I'll send it to you if you want to.
Yeah, so throw it up. I'll bring it to the chat. I feel bad, chat. I haven't brought up like a lot of the other stuff, but we've done a really good job just talking past it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you saying you were like, "Oh, Camelot's a dumbass," and I was sitting there like, you know, I just DM'd this man the other day and said, man, I feel like I might have been a little uncharacteristically rude to you. But I do think that what he did here was kind of dumb.
Yeah. It's like, look, if you're going to account, and unfortunately, this is where it kind of comes down to, if you know something behind the scenes, and I know the rule, DMs are sacred. DM, you know, private messages between people, you know, that's kind of how you get your trustworthiness. You're not doing shit like this. But if you're gonna be going on an attack on someone, and if you're gonna be calling someone out on bullshit, you kind of need to provide some proof at that point.
I would agree.
You're kind of put in a position of, yeah, Chrissie Meyr told me these things in DMs and characterized it as a certain way, and then Chrissie came out and kind of countered the point. Now, she didn't show any DM stuff like that. She just countered the point.
And he's saying
And
that.
then after,
Sorry, go ahead.
and then afterwards, he's, Andy Worsey kind of pestered him about it because we trusted Camelot with this, kind of implying that, Camelot never showed the DMs with him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of going off of what Camelot said. And now afterwards, Camelot's going, yeah, no, my bad. I kind of mischaracterized what she said. At that point, why else are you mischaracterizing? You kind of just fling yourself out as any kind of a viable source in my book, and unless you've got like hardcore proof and evidence, you've given a person who does need their feet held to the fire very close and out.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. That is not a good thing that he should have done at all. Because now it's just like, okay, and here's the thing. He at this point, because he has shown DMs with other people in this situation, he probably should show some of these DMs to kind of clear it up. Because now he's giving her an out and saying, "Oh, guys, I misinterpreted what she said." Well, what did she say exactly? What did she say?
Yeah. And unfortunately, I kind of got to say the same thing for everyone else. It's not trying to sweep anyone. It's about I just don't fucking trust people online.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with all the shit a lot of these people have done. It's like
It again, wrapping just Jeremy, the whole quartering thing up in a ball. There is a lot of people really wanting to jump in on it. And again, that's why I've kind of like staved off it. I've also staved off it because I'm going to be completely honest with you. If people are getting their channels... Well, no. Listen, I care. Even though I've not talked about it on stream a whole lot, it's one of the main things I listen to because I'm... now, to be fair, a lot of people just regurgitate the same information and I click off of it quickly. But I am interested in learning more about this because it is interesting. However, the secondary reason I don't want to talk about it is because if Jeremy's striking channels, I don't want to be one of those people that gets caught in the crossfires.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I get it. I get it. Was it? Well, so no, I got told, I heard a number, but I don't think that number's correct. But it's like, isn't it like, more than 5 channels got hit so far? Now,
I don't know.
9 channel removals, just like in video removals.
Something like that. I know Camelot got hit, Meme Copium got hit, obviously the Kino
Yellow
Casino
Flash
channel.
got hit.
Yellow Flash, yeah.
Well,
although Yellow Flash got hit because he was
he
showing
did-
guns in his channel.
Yeah. I was gonna
So
say,
you could
to
argue
be
that
fair,
might
Yellow
not be it.
Flash- Yeah, argue Yellow Flash. Yes, it could have been because of something else. So it's like, is it Jeremy doing it? Is it AI doing it? Or is it someone just trying to start up a fucking flame war, which has happened before in the past?
Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately,
It tells us, right? I mean, I haven't been on YouTube in a minute, but doesn't it say when it was AI?
all right, so like with DMCA, you know exactly who struck you. Well, I say exactly. That shit can be spoofed too. But it usually gives you, hey, who did this thing? And it will usually give you the content information because it is a legal process to give you the information to fight it in a court of law.
Yeah.
That's the MCA. Flagging, however, if your channel gets ever flagged, say Occo stream right now gets flagged for harassment.
Yeah.
It will give Occo a generalization of, hey, we have been notified that your channel has been doing these things. We have looked at it and we have determined that your channel is in TOS violation of the harassment guidelines. Unfortunately, sometimes it might give you a timestamp.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Most of the times it's just overall, yeah, your entire video is bad. So you have no idea
Okay.
what it is. And you don't know who it's by because that is like anonymous.
Right.
So it could be, say for instance, you have Jim over here, and he's talking about John, and Jim is being very critical of John. Well, there's this other guy here, Sammy, who doesn't like Jim or John, but wants to see them both burned down.
Right.
So Sam goes and flags Jim's channel down, or video down, and he gets flagged because of harassment or privacy complaints. Well, Jim doesn't know who made the filing of the privacy complaint, but goes, well, the video was about this guy, so it must be this guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It would be
And
crazy
that's
if that was
usually
the
what-
quartering situation.
I mean, it's
Possible,
so
but it's
to give
not
Jimmy-
entirely. Though.
Yeah, not to give Jim an out. It is possible. However, his demeanor, his actions, and everything he's done up to this point kind of shies away from that.
Well, what about that one message that I saw where his friend released it? I guess it wasn't one of his friends that he was deleting their
So
work,
that
didn't it
was-
say in that message like I'm just gonna do the thing that they're blaming me for doing or some shit?
He has
So
said
that's-
something
that's a
alluding to
little
that
bit-
many times.
yeah, that's a little bit different. That was bearing, and I believe the actual phrase was, "If I'm just going to get vilified for it, I might as well just go out and do it."
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's kind of twofold because I can see it. It's like if you're gonna paint me as a villain, I might as well just wear the mask if you're gonna paint me as that.
Right.
Yeah.
I
okay.
get the mentality. It's very fucking stupid to
And then
do,
he did-
especially.
Go ahead.
And then he did it, right? Wouldn't that be the thought process?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't have.
But why do we
don't
get this past there where it says if I'm the villain? It's like, well, that doesn't make no sense. You either did it or you didn't do it, and you wouldn't do it, or you're gonna do it.
Yeah, and again, it's the phrasing of it. But end of the day, like I said, to give credit, well, not credit, but
See,
to
this is why
give-
serial killers get passes by wine mom.
Pretty much. Is well, it kind of all comes down to evidence, and unfortunately, it's like, you know, a good reference for this, Matt Jabo. Matt Jabo got caught red fucking handed. Hey, you know, keeps brilliantly goes, hey, you can show your flag history, you know. And he brings up and finds the flag history and pulls it up and on screen. Hey, every fucking video I got taken down. Right there it is. Unfortunately, we don't have that Jeremy,
I
because
would have lost
Jeremy
my
did
internet. I would have lost a lot of things in that moment.
that.
I would have called in my own swatting. Hold on a second. 911.
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much. That's kind of what happened with Matt Jabo. But with Jeremy, I believe what happened. I believe he showed his flag history and didn't show anything, which doesn't discount he could have had an alt channel.
Well,
That was
he's got
flagging
multiple
also.
channels. That's the problem.
Yeah. So we have no idea, and he's been terminating channels. As far as we know, he could have flied on the Infinite Salt Mine.
There
He
is
could've flied on- and that's the reason why he deleted the Infinite Salt Mine.
there is also the thing to consider that he had it was revealed through Yellow Flash that it was a direct phone call, not a report, which is a little bit different, you know.
You mean to his rep?
Yes, his non-Jeet rep,
Yeah.
quote unquote,
And
YouTube.
and that's another thing too. And I don't know how to categorize that one then, because I mean, if you would assume, and I know I'm going way on the limb and it's gonna fucking break on me on this one, but you would assume if you're calling a rep with YouTube, they're gonna have some, dignity and scruples about them to, do what's best. So, if they made a determination at YouTube over this, I mean, I don't know how to categorize that one then. You can go, all right, well, Jeremy snitched in. Okay. But if YouTube itself deemed okay afterwards, it's like, I really don't know. Because who's to say that, later on that, say down the future, maybe YouTube changes the policies, stuff like that, and they just start going through, I guess, AI pings a channel and, somebody looks at it and goes, oh yeah, no, we deem this as harassment. What the heck?
Right. I will say they are supposed to the Kino Casino allegedly is talking about that tonight, where they are going to talk about how because what I heard is they got somebody from the EU to go to YouTube, and they were able to do that because their editor lives in the EU.
Yes, and somebody brought up. So they had it was he did. I take back what I said because I did forget about this. There is one sort of evidence that he did do this, as the URL to the report channel.
Yes.
And he did showcase that. You are right, chatter and chat. I completely forgot. There's so much shit I forgot about it. But yes, there is that piece of evidence, and it does lead to the report page channel. And usually the links like that don't come up on your browser unless you've been to it.
Right.
Okay, wait. He was searching for something and it auto-completed the report page or something?
It brought it up on the recommended links whenever it brought it down as a recent link that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, thank you for your report.
Yeah, thank you for your report. And he tried passing it off. It was something else. And it's like, the only way you get the thank you for your report is if you've
reported.
If you reported.
Mm-hmm.
What a retard. That's so funny to me.
And the thing that's really funny is it doesn't necessarily bring that up unless you've looked at it recently, because it goes based off of what you've recently been touching.
Well, it goes based on it depends on how your browser's set up too, because it could be off of recently what you're touching or just within that cache log session. So it's like I go through and I wipe the cache out on my computer every week.
Yeah, but Jeremy's not smart enough to do that. You know that.
I know. He tried saying that, the infinite slot mine got flagged down and didn't think about, hey, Boeing can see the back end of that too. And that's not what it says when a channel gets flagged down. That's what it says when a channel gets deleted.
Right.
It's like, yeah, Jeremy's not smart by any means.
No.
But it's like...
Which is crazy because he owned an IT channel.
Oh, God, don't even.
Quote unquote IT channel.
It's not talking to me. I watch law too. These lawyers are actual retards, but they're attorneys, so it's like, well...
It just reminds you that they're humans too.
Yeah, actually humans. And a human with a degree is just a real confident human.
There's a real confident retard.
Real confident retard, exactly.
But yeah, it's like, there is that. It's like, unfortunately for Jeremy, all the evidence is against him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at this point, all thing he can do is just, even if he didn't do it, rules of the internet, I mean, you kind of got to. You kind of got to just fess up to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're saying he self-reported? I mean, with the amount of stuff he has said, and by the way, I'll read your super chats here soon, chat. With the stuff that he said in the DMs to the owner of the KF saying, I will report this, I can call this in, I can do this. And then all of the fumbles he's had where he accidentally showed in his... Here's a tip for you, chat. If you are going to, type in private information that you don't want people to know, don't use the search bar that you use while streaming. That's why I have a completely different browser for private information related to myself that doesn't go into the streaming one.
Don't you have a secondary computer in itself?
I have a second computer, yes, but I don't use that one for private, usage or anything. I just use that for streaming. I could use it for private usage if I wanted to, but it's kind of I'm weird and it's kind of a hassle. No, it's not even that. It's just I'm weird and it's kind of a hassle for me, so I don't do it. But the point is, yes, he kind of did self-report in a roundabout way, and that's what made it really funny.
Yeah, and I'm starting to believe what Occo said about me being autistic. I really am, especially after this last fucking week. But
because you might think we have similar brainwaves.
Well, no, it's like, you said it before a couple different times, like, you're just so autistic, Sparky. And it's like, well, why do you say that? It's like, because you just go in depth and get fixated on, you said, I think you brought that up during the whole Cinder situation with Manalus.
It's possible.
and you brought that up, and I just kind of passed it off. And when I was making my third freaking video, and I was actually sitting down to, I was marking out between the actual stream itself and then the clip itself. I even went down to the fact of, editing errors, finding 2 actual edit errors that Divinity did within the video. And I just sit there and look at it, I was like, I might be autistic. Fuck.
You remade the video. Here, put this up.
That's funny.
It's so funny, like the world that we live in right now. They would have read about it in 50 or 100 years, and it'll be the people on the internet, the dumbest ones had the most like audience and the most followers, and the retards, or the smartest ones called themselves retards. Like you guys are super, or I don't know how smart you are, but you seem hella smart compared to the people that I know.
I finished high school. I'm pretty smart.
You did it. Good job.
I got my diploma, and I got
common
my
sense, all of that. It counts.
Yeah, but no, it's like just going through and looking at everything. It's like, whenever I get fixated on something, I get fixated on something, and I look at every like nuance, detail, and stuff like that. And I do it without thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I got to thinking about this, just beating my head against the wall, and just what you said to me several months ago, it just kind of popped back up in my head. It's like, I think Occo might be right.
I mean, I don't want to harp too much on this, but maybe. Yeah. Speaking of autism, I think the Quartering has autism. I'm going to be honest with you. I think he admitted once that he's got Asperger's.
Didn't he say something? He was weaning off some sort of medication?
I don't know. I have no idea. But if he does have Asperger's or autism, that kind of explains some of his behavior, because this does seem like some sort of autistic crash out that's prolonging. And the longer he doesn't have somebody to bring him back down to earth, the worse it will get. Because this is something I've only observed from autistic crash outs.
It's a little different than this. Maybe I think he has borderline personality disorder, and if that's illegal to diagnose, then I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he's on SSRIs. That's what it was.
Remind me what SSRIs are again.
I actually do not know.
It's for when your eyes turn red when you smoke pot, I'm pretty sure.
Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors.
Oh, it's for depression, anxiety, PTSD, and OCD. Okay.
You both Googled it.
Okay.
Nerds.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Googling stuff is fine. That's what I did when I was a kid. Mom said to stop asking her.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like, unfortunately for Quartering, it's not an excuse. And
no, it's not a good excuse. No.
I don't think he's made that claim, or he's trying. I don't think he's trying. I think he made a passing comment of he's getting off of it or something like that. I don't think he's actually made the direct claim that, hey, no, I'm acting like this because of this.
Right.
But if he did, it's like, and even if it's legitimate, it's not an excuse. It's like,
it is not.
I don't know how many autistic people or, mentally disabled people that go online, do all sorts of stupid shit, and you go, tee-hee, it's my autism. And it's like, you can't use that as a crutch. You gotta take some responsibility.
No, yeah. To be fair, I'm not saying that he's using it as an excuse. I'm saying that might be part of an explanation to explain why it's happening.
Yeah.
Because autism, I never really think that you should use autism as an excuse. It should be used as an explanation for why people are acting the way that they are. And I feel like it would be a decent explanation, because then it's just like, okay, then we can break down what his brain is thinking about and how he's going to act, and then you can predict what he's going to do next. That's my thought process with it. He'd use it as a vector. Yeah, he would use it as a vector to criticize somebody, and that's why it's funny. It's just like, he would make fun of somebody else for this kind of shit, but he would also, use it himself. I mean, like, he's done that before, saying, oh, they're attacking me. They're attacking my business. They're attacking my family. My wife is under attack. And yet, he makes fun of people for this kind of shit all the time.
Pictures and stuff like that on Twitter, that's one thing. But if he's doing that stuff on stream, on video, and stuff like that on YouTube, he needs to be very careful, because that is like a very hardcore TOS breaker for prescribed medications. Just saying, you need to be careful.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because didn't
I have to pull up the generalizer.
Oh God, didn't Shondo do that?
Did
He get
Shondo?
struck on Twitch for it?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't watch Shondo.
Somebody was talking about medication.
She's not.
Medications.
Shondo's
and they
not
had,
like,
like,
my
a
favorite.
cam.
She's not really my
Yeah.
favorite streamer, honestly.
I can't remember who it was. There was a VTuber. They had hand cam, and they were doing just chatting on Twitch,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about like some medications, and they took some of it on stream, and I think they got banned. I don't remember who it
okay.
was, but I remember something like that happening once before. So it's
Yeah.
like, medications and stream. That's yeah, dude, no, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, don't talk about your medication taking on stream. My wife is under attack by the.
No, God, you know.
Chat, I just
Let me
gotta
make
say,
that-
I really don't care if Jeremy is a swinger. I think that a lot of people will clown on him for that, but people wouldn't care as long as he wasn't like a retard about it. And that's the problem, is he's being a retard about it.
You know, I had a joke to make, but I don't know if I should bring it up.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Because my